Hi guys, welcome. I am Mrs. Quinn. I teach over at the high school and I teach an intro to yoga course. So welcome. You've signed on probably because you need a break, and rightfully so. In this time of social distancing and quarantining, cyber learning, sitting at computers for hours at a time, blending our work and our family lives together all day is definitely wreaking havoc. So there's been no better time than to be aware of what you need and when you need it. So I'm glad that you signed on. This is going to be a very gentle, relaxing 30 minutes for you to take a break, to address physically what's feeling really super tight from sitting, hips and shoulders and neck, and hopefully a time to let your thoughts settle a little bit. I know I feel like, especially when I sit at the computer, I have all those windows open on the computer, which is fogging up my mind, which is affecting me emotionally and making me on edge and angry and stressed. So take these 30 minutes right now to address whatever it is that you need to address, physically, mentally, emotionally, and encourage your family members to do that as well. All right, so especially anytime you can be outside. I know we've had some rainy days, but if you can get your family outdoors, we know that being outside lowers cortisol levels. That's our stress hormone. So do that as much as you possibly can to help navigate this time. We're going to start on our backs. So you don't have to have a yoga mat. You can be on your carpet. You can be wherever you're most comfortable. But lying down on your back, stretching long if you can, legs straight, arms at your sides. Let's start by getting centered. First thing I'd like you to do is keep your eyes open and look around where you are, and in your mind, name 5 things that you see. Now go ahead and close your eyes and name 4 things that you can hear. Now name 3 things that you can feel. Name 2 things that you can smell. And 1 thing that you can taste. And go ahead and take 1 hand on your belly, 1 hand on your chest, and start to take some longer inhales and exhales through your nose if you can, leaving your mouth closed. And don't try to do anything yet with your breath. Just feel your breath as it comes in, and your chest is rising up into your top hand, your belly's rising up into your bottom hand. Thoughts are going to keep trying to distract you. Just let those thoughts settle into the back of your mind. Bring your attention back to your breath. We do that by feeling it in our hands. We do that by thinking about making it long and steady and equal. We're going to add some movement now. Just try to keep that breath long and steady. And when your mind wanders, just bring it back to whatever pose we're in for your breath. All right, inhale, reach your arms slowly up, overhead behind you, reach long. And then exhale, slowly bring them back down. And do that again. Reach your arms up, big inhale. And exhale, arms down. Last time, inhale, reach your arms up long. Take your right hand, grab it around your left wrist. Reach your left fingertips up for the wall behind you. And then start to arc your body. This is called banana pose. So you're trying to make your body look like a banana. This is your plan A. Maybe add your legs into that curve, plan B. Maybe cross your top foot on top of your bottom foot. Just feeling a big stretch in your rib cage. Keep your shoulders on your mat. Come back to center. You can let go of that wrist. Now take your left hand, reach for your right wrist. Reach your fingertips up and slide over, unless you have a puppy in your way. Take your legs over to the other side and maybe cross. If it doesn't feel good to cross, leave your legs back in neutral. Deep breath. Coming back to center. Take another inhale, reach long for your fingertips and your toes. And then exhale, reach down for your right knee. Take your hands behind your thigh. Gently pull that right knee up towards your shoulders. Keep your gaze looking up to the ceiling or the sky. Try to keep your left leg neutral, toes pointed up to the ceiling. Now take your right hand and gently open that right knee out to the right side and try to keep your left hip on your mat. Deep breath in, pull that right knee back into your chest and switch hands. Take your left hand over your right knee and slowly, a small twist here. Just cross until you feel it. We're not trying to push. Keep your right shoulder on your mat. Maybe extend your right arm. Deep breath. Come back to center. Pull your left knee in so that your left foot's on your mat. Cross your right foot over your left knee. And now inhale, take your hands behind your left thigh and just gently pull that knee in. We're just working on your hip now on that right side. If you want to take this a little deeper, use your right elbow and push your right knee away. Keep pulling your left knee in, pushing your right knee out, deep breath. And then bring that left foot back down, uncross. Hug your left knee into your chest, straighten out your right leg, and just gently draw that left knee up to your left shoulder. Long, steady breaths. Left hand on top of your left knee, open it out to the side. Take your right hand to your right hip. Just taking a small stretch here. Bring it back to center, right hand on top of your left knee. And you can slowly cross that left knee over, maybe extend your left arm out to the side. Inhale, pull your left knee back in, bend your right knee, cross your left foot over your right knee, and then hug that right knee into your chest. Rocky and Ruby are perfect examples that we cannot control our environment, obviously. We can control ourselves. We can control our breath. So if there's a distraction, just bring it back to your breath. Okay, bring that foot back down. Hug both knees into your chest. Cross at your ankles and take your hands to your knees. Just roll your low back out here. Take a deep breath in. Go ahead and switch directions. We're going to make our way onto our bellies. So bring your feet back to your mat. Come down onto your stomach. And the first thing we're going to do is take Sphinx pose. So I want you to slide your elbows back so they're under your shoulders. Okay? And make sure that your palms are flat. Spread your fingers really wide. The tops of your feet are flat on your mat. Now inhale, press into your forearms. Lift your chest and look straight ahead. Make sure your shoulders are away from your ears. This should be a good stretch along your belly, your rectus abdominis. So if you're sitting and your posture's not great, you want to try to sit up with really good posture. Stretch this muscle out. You might feel this in your low back as well. If that's hurting, come down a little bit. All right, take another breath. Look over your right shoulder. Come back and then look over your left shoulder. Back to center. Come all the way down onto your chest. Take your left hand and bring it under your chin or your forehead. Bend your right knee and bring your right hand back. Maybe you're holding right here for a plan A. Plan B, maybe you're holding your foot. Plan C, take a deep breath and start to pull that heel in towards your cheek. Don't bring it to the side. And let's hold here. And then slowly release that foot back to your mat. You're going to switch hands, bring your right hand back in, extend your left arm, bend your left knee. Plan A, you're reaching for your foot. Plan B, maybe you have your foot. Plan C, maybe pulling in. Just make sure you feel good in these poses. Make sure you're breathing deeply. It doesn't matter which plan you're in. You're just trying to do something nice for yourself. You're trying to take care of yourself amidst very difficult circumstances. And slowly release that. We're going to come to hands and knees. So slide your hands down, press yourself up. Take your hands under your shoulders, spread your fingers. Take your knees under your hips, nice neutral spine. And we're going to take a couple of cow, cat poses here to loosen up your spine. Think of it like warming up a piece of taffy. Okay? So inhale, drop your belly, arch your back a little bit, look straight ahead. And then exhale, round your tailbone down. Press your shoulders up so you look like a Halloween cat. Let your head just hang. And do that again. Inhale, arch your back, maybe arch a little more. And then exhale, pressing into your hands and your shins. One more time. Inhale, arch your back. Exhale into cat, and we're gonna add on to this. Now inhale, walk your hands back to your thighs, walk them up your thighs. Take an inhale, sweep your arms up and rotate your pinkies in. Lift your chest. And then exhale, palms down, come down very softly. Slide your hands out towards the top of your mat. Take a deep breath, this is puppy pose. Exhale, press your chest towards your mat. Take another full round of breath here. Slide your hands back to table. Let's do that sequence again. So inhale to cow, drop your belly, looking up. Exhale to cat. Inhale, coming up into upward stretch. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, coming down softly, sliding out. Deep breath. Press your chest to your mat. Sliding back up to table. We're just going to do it one more time. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Inhale, upward stretch. And exhale, sliding down into puppy pose. All right, coming back up to table. We're going to come to seated now. So go ahead and bring one foot in front of the other. We're going to come to an easy seated position here. We will switch. Okay? If it bothers you in this position, if your knees are up, put some pillows under your knees. Let them relax. Okay? All right, sitting up nice and tall. Take a deep breath in. Circle your arms, reach them up. Look for your thumbs. And exhale. It's like you're drawing a circle. Okay, do that one more time. Inhale, reach up. Hold here. Take your right hand down to your mat. And inhale, reach up to the sky or the ceiling first. And take a side stretch, just trying to stretch out your rib cage. Keep that hip going down into your mat. Take a deep breath. Coming back up. Big inhale. And then take your other hand down, reaching up and coming over. Inhale back up. And exhale into a twist. Take one hand in front, one hand in back. You're gonna tent your fingers and you're gonna press into them. Sit up really tall, look over that shoulder. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, take that to the other side. Inhale, come up. Press your hands together. Slide them back down in front. Take a deep breath in. Plan A, take your hands to the floor. Okay, we're just doing a little hip stretch here. Maybe this is where you're feeling it, so stay here. Plan B, coming down to your forearms. Plan C, walking your hands out. Wherever you feel a good stretch in your hips, doesn't matter which one you're in. And take a deep breath. Sliding your hands back. We're gonna switch legs. So now take whatever the other leg is in front. We're gonna do a little more cat-cow, but now from seated. Your hands can rest on your knees. Inhale, bring your chest forward, arch your back and look up. Now exhale, I want you to push your knees away from you. Straighten your arms, and I want you to round your back. One more time. Inhale for seated cow. Exhale. Coming back to neutral, we're going to do some spinal circles. Okay, so starting from this position, start to bring your body over towards, for you, it would be your left knee. Now reach your chest forward. It's almost like a seated cow. You're making your way to the other side. And then when you come back, it's almost like a seated cat. Do that again. See if you can make that circle bigger. It'll feel hopefully like a good stretch in your hips and in your back. Just keeping your spine nice and long. And reverse that. Deep breath in. And last time. And again, sitting up nice and tall, let's do some stretches for our necks. I know they're feeling really tight. Our shoulders are tight from sitting all day. So inhale, lift your chest up. Now draw your chin down. And slowly bring your right ear over to your right shoulder. This is where you can stay if this feels like enough of a stretch, or you can take your left hand and wrap it around your waist. Maybe take your right hand and gently add a little bit more of a stretch here. Not trying to push this, do what feels right. And then slowly lift your chest, drop your chin again. Come back up to neutral. And one more time, lifting chin and chest together. Bringing your left ear over to your left shoulder. Then you can take that right arm around. Maybe add your left hand up top. Chin to chest, come back to neutral. Inhale, circle your arms up, press your palms together, sliding them back down. And we'll take that forward fold again. So take a deep breath, keep your spine long. And exhale, palms to the floor, plan A, forearms, plan B, extending, plan C. Slowly coming back. Just a few more stretches here for hips. A lot of my students have said that their hips and their low back are really sore. So let's just do a few things for hips here. Let's start with butterfly. Bring the soles of your feet together. And let's start with them far away from our body first. So take them far away. Take your hands towards your ankles. Take a deep breath in and just slowly pulling your chest forward, stopping where you feel the stretch. Okay, wherever you're starting to feel that. And slowly coming back up. Now slide your feet back towards your hips. Take your hands behind you. And again, use those pillows, use blocks, use whatever you have, backpacks. Put something under your knees here to support them so that you can relax them and get more of a stretch. Sitting up so tall, like your back is against a wall, get your shoulders against there, pull the back of your head there. Close your eyes. Close your eyes because that way you can feel if you're still tensing in your hips. Try to let them relax and soften. Breath is still long and steady. And then coming out of this, we're gonna do one more stretch for hips here. Go ahead and straighten out your right leg. Take your left leg, we're gonna lift it up, sit up nice and tall. Hey, Ruby, you missed, you should do down dog for you. Being with your pets also lowers cortisol levels, but I think everyone has realized that in the last 2 weeks. Take that left leg up and we're gonna hold here for plan A. Plan B, maybe you dive your arms underneath and we're lifting that leg up. We're trying to open up that left hip. Okay. Plan C, maybe you take your foot to your elbow and your knee to your elbow and you're just kind of rocking that leg back and forth. All right, slowly release that leg. Let's do that on the right side. So take your hand, lift that foot up. Maybe starting to bring your arms underneath, you're cradling it. And if you're noticing a big difference from side to side, and you know that you sit the same way, you cross the same leg all the time, so you're creating a little bit of, or sometimes there's just naturally some imbalances. So either practice crossing the other leg when you're sitting, or make sure when you're stretching out, you're stretching that other side a little bit longer. Okay, releasing that. One more stretch for our shoulders, and I'm gonna face the other way to show you. So make sure you're sitting in a comfortable position. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Take one hand behind your back, take the other hand to your head. This is your plan A. I'm pressing my head into my hand and lifting. Plan B, I bring my hands a little closer. And you can use a strap or a belt for this too, but you don't have to. Plan C, if you combine, press your head into your hand. So from here, we're always lifting into that top arm. It should hopefully be a good stretch for your shoulders. Go ahead and release that. I'm gonna switch legs. I try to alternate or equal how long I'm spending on each side. Inhale your arms up, keep the other arm up, opposite hand down behind. We're pressing into that top hand. And again, it's very, very common that our dominant side is more flexible. We use it more, so that shoulder usually is more flexible. So if you're on your non-dominant side, hold it for a few more deep breaths. And slowly release this. We're gonna come back down onto our backs for relaxation. So make your way back down into a comfortable position. And if your low back is still bothering you, an easy fix, you can slide some pillows under your knees to support your low back, or you can take your feet wide, let your knees fall into one another, and we're all gonna take our arms either out wide in a T or up in cactus to kind of add a little stretch here for our chest. So from this position, take 3 more long, steady inhales and exhales through your nose. And with each exhale, let your body sink a little deeper into your mat. Think about all the points of contact you have with your mat, your feet, your legs, your hips, your torso, your shoulders, your arms and your hands, and your head. Let everything just sink down, be heavy on your mat. And for the next minute, there's nowhere to go, and there's nothing to do, no one that you have to be. Okay, adding a little bit of movement here to your hands and your feet. We're going to stretch long on our mat. Reach your arms up overhead. Reach through the balls of your feet. Make yourself really long. And then hug your knees into your chest. Take your time, rock yourself up to a seated position. And I have something to read that someone just shared with me this morning. And I thought it was a really nice perspective on what's going on. A nice way to look at things. And maybe it's something that you can share with your family as well. When you go out and see the empty streets, the empty stadiums, the empty train platforms, don't say to yourself, it looks like the end of the world. What you're seeing is love in action. What you're seeing in that negative space is how much we do care for each other, for our grandparents, for our immunocompromised brothers and sisters, for people we will never meet. People will lose their jobs over this. Some will lose their businesses, and some will lose their lives. All the more reason to take a moment when you're out on your walk, or you're on your way to the store, or just watching the news, to look into the emptiness and marvel at all of that love. Let it fill you and sustain you. It isn't the end of the world. It is the most remarkable act of global solidarity we may ever witness. Thank you for joining me today. Peace to you and your families. Be well. Namaste.